Good afternoon, gang. This is Danny Sheehan. As you know, probably I'm the president and general counsel for the Romero Institute, which is the 501c3 sponsor of our New Paradigm Institute. Uh, I'm here today by video because I'm in flight right now, returning from Austin, Texas, where I've been doing a major podcast interview. And I wanted to be able to give you our quarterly report as members of the Citizens for Disclosure to give you an update on some 6 specific events that are going to be taking place uh, right, right in the immediate future. Number one, as you know, the Schumer-Rounds bill that was introduced back in 2023 in the United States Senate and passed the Senate has been reintroduced now by Senator Schumer and Senator Rounds in the United States Senate. This is an extraordinarily important first step that was necessary for us to secure public disclosure of the UFO information. So this is the step one that we've succeeded in getting accomplished. Number two, Congressman Eric Burleson from Missouri has now publicly announced that he has agreed to introduce into the House of Representatives the full 64-page bill. Once it is passed by the Senate and inserted into the Senate version of the National Defense Authorization Act. This we anticipate taking place in the second week of September. So in the third week of September, Congressman Burleson will be introducing his 64-page bill into the House. And so this is step two. This is extraordinarily important to have gotten this accomplished, to get the House bill to be sponsored by a major Republican. As you know, Congressman Burleson is the lead now on the UFO issue in the House Task Force on Declassification or Disclosure, dealing with the UFO issue. Because as you probably know, Anna Paulina Aluna, who is the chair of that task force, has been kind of drawn off to spend mostly her full attention on the Epstein revelations because the administration has refused to abide by their promise to release all the Epstein information. Okay, so that thirdly, we are all engaged together in a mass mobilization throughout the summer months. We still have the second half of the summer to go here to reach out to your independent congressperson in your congressional district and to your United States senators, both of them, to get them to vote in the Senate to pass the Schumer-Rounds bill and to insert it into the National Defense Authorization Act Senate version, and to put pressure on your House member to vote for the Burleson bill when it comes in the second week of September, to also have the House vote to include the 64-page bill into the House version of the National Defense Authorization Act. Okay, so that's the number 3 item. That's that item that we are all engaged in right now during the summer months. Fourthly, I want to give you an update on what the schedule looks like as soon as the House members and the senators return from their August break on September 1st, the day after Labor Day. On September 2nd, we are going to be releasing our New Paradigm Institute 20-minute video, which we're going to be sending to you. And we're going to ask that you send this to all of your friends and neighbors and all your contacts, and also have a potential showing at your home of this 20-minute video, so that you can show people what it is that you're working on and who the organization is with whom you're working. That's going to take place on the 2nd of September, immediately after the post-Labor Day return to Washington of the members of Congress. Okay, week 2 of September is going to be the process in which the United States Senate is voting to determine whether to include into the National Defense Authorization Act the Schumer-Rounds amendment. That will be voted on to be passed, and if passed, or when passed, to go into the National Defense Authorization Act version of the United States Senate. That will be in the second week. In concurrent with that, we're going to be showing a private showing of the Age of Disclosure documentary film that we've gotten an agreement now from the director and producer of the film that has not been publicly released yet to have a private showing for the members of the United States Senate there in the second week of September, when they will be voting on determining whether to include the 64-page Schumer-Rounds amendment into the National Defense Authorization Act. In the third week, Congressman Burleson will be introducing his copy of the 64-page Senate bill in the House of Representatives, and concurrently, Andrew Carson, who is the chairman of the House subcommittee on counterintelligence, is going to be doing a private showing on the House side of the Age of Disclosure. This is going to be the week that the House of Representatives is going to be deciding whether or not to pass the Burleson version of the Senate bill and to introduce it and insert it into the National Defense Authorization Act. So that's going to be in the third week of September. You see, these are all coming bang, bang, bang. The first week, second week, and third week of September. In the fourth week of September, the House is going to be deciding finally to pass and insert the bill, the 64 pages, into the act to put maximum pressure on the executive branches, the 6 United States Defense military services, the 18 intelligence agencies, and the 32 Defense Department agencies that presently are in possession of UFO information and artifacts, to turn those over on September 30th to the National Archives. That is the official date now that is mandated by the Congress, both House and Senate, in the bill passed in 2023, to turn over all of this information to the National Archives. And according to the law, anything older than 25 years of age needs to be publicly released immediately, unless the president himself specifically directs that a particular piece of information be postponed from public revelation, and he will have to provide a written explanation for why that particular piece of information is being withheld or postponed. Okay, so that's that September 30th date. This is going to be coming up. This is going to be an extraordinarily important date, and so we're hoping that we're going to be able to get the Senate to pass the Schumer-Rounds bill and insert it into the National Defense Authorization Act on the Senate side, and get the House of Representatives to pass the Burleson bill and get the 64 pages inserted into the House version of the National Defense Authorization Act prior to September 30th, to put the maximum pressure on these military services and agencies to turn over the information on September 30th, as they're required to do. And if we can get the House and Senate to display their continued resolve to have this done, then that will put maximum pressure on the intelligence agencies and Defense Department agencies and military services to turn this information over. Okay. Then the fifth item is in October. October 20th is our scheduled our Global Disclosure Day. This Global Disclosure Day we had last year on October 20th, and now on October 20th we're going to hold our second Global Disclosure Day. And if in fact we have succeeded in getting the Senate and the House to successfully insert into the National Defense Authorization Act the 64-page amendment, and we have succeeded in getting adequate pressure put on the military services and intelligence agencies to turn over the information that they have on September 30th, we will devote our Global Disclosure Day on October 20th to explaining to the American public and to the world what the import of the information is that has been publicly released on September 30th, and also putting pressure on to try to put pressure on to accelerate the public disclosure of any information that's postponed. Now, if in fact we fail to get Congress, either the Senate or the House, to include the 64-page bill into the National Defense Authorization Act, if they fail to fulfill their constitutional obligation to exercise adequate oversight authority over the intelligence community and defense community, then we are going to be addressing this, and we're going to be mobilizing not only to attack the executive branch for its refusal to comply with the law that's already been passed back in 2023, by talking about the preparation and filing of a federal criminal racketeering act RICO complaint against them with the United States Justice Department, and the potential launching of a civil lawsuit if the Justice Department does not fully comply and respond to our complaint. And also, if the Congress has failed in its obligation, its constitutional duty to exercise oversight authority over the executive branch, we're going to be mobilizing a major effort potentially in our October 20th Global Disclosure Day to try to challenge every one of the members of the House of Representatives who failed to vote for this bill, to say that if they do not agree to sign a public pledge agreeing to call for the full disclosure of the information, the UFO information, to potentially call upon 501c4 organizations around the country who have the authority to do so, to potentially mount primary challenges to each of those members of the House of Representatives. Now, we're hoping that it doesn't come to that. We're hoping that we're going to succeed in getting both the Congress to fulfill its constitutional obligations to exercise oversight, and we're going to succeed in getting the executive branches to comply with the congressional mandate to turn this information over on September 30th. But as I say, if either the Congress fails to do its duty, or the executive branch agencies refuse to comply with the law as they're constitutionally required to do, then we will have to mount a major operation to call them into account. And we will therefore, sixthly, potentially mount a major effort to get the American public to perceive this reneging on the promise to turn over the UFO information, to co-join that with the refusal on the part of the administration to reveal all of the Epstein information, to generate a similar uprising on the part of the demand for UFO disclosure, to join with the demand for the revelation of the Epstein documents. So that's the briefing. That's these are the 6 major issues, events that I wanted to give you an update on. I apologize again for not being here in person to be able to answer your questions. I know there's going to be a question and answer period following this, but I wanted to give you a 15-minute update on these particular 6 activities that are.
I see that Steve Bassett is still with us. And Steve, I'm going to put the camera on you for a moment. I'm curious, I mean, you might know all of this that Danny shared, but is there anything you'd like to comment on?
This is a wonderful example about the fact that you've got many organizations pursuing this in different ways. Danny has resources. The New Paradigm Institute started with hundreds of thousands, and he's able to do a whole bunch of things that others can't do. And so all of this is, he's been down this road before. And so he's able to project a fairly elaborate approach to this. Plus, of course, he has contacts in the Congress, and he's able to get in and meet directly with staff and what have you. So everything he just described is theoretically going to move forward, right? And we'll see. If it passes the Senate, which I think it will, then the real test will be the House. If it passes the House, that would be absolutely huge. But it doesn't, and so all good, all good. And Danny knows I'll help him in any way I can. My office is 2 blocks from the White House, and I'm right in Washington. But it's interesting if they pass the Disclosure Act in the House and Senate, and it goes and it is the template and the full legislation needed to do it in a responsible way. It's the act, it's the total package. And it's part of that platform I referred to that allows the president to come forward. All right. And so, in a sense, it makes it even better for the president because the reception on the president confirming the ET presence or the non-human presence will be even more substantive, more positive, and so forth. And so, to the extent that a disclosure from our president goes extremely well, that helps to again mitigate this other thing that's happening. And Danny, of course, referred to it. He can't go in at the he can't. Danny is operating from a place where he can't go and say the things that I can say. He can't be going and talking about how Epstein could be the force majeure that forces the president to take this action in order to mitigate the situation, which he cannot address almost any other way. I can do that, right? I'm basically my own activist. I'm not part of a larger entity, though Danny's on my board. And so I can say those things, and that's great. You have different people that can approach it in different ways, but you can see the connection there. You can see how it's overlapping.
Yeah.
But ultimately, let me be clear: the Disclosure Act would be great. It would help, but we don't have a lot of time. We need to get this done and not have it stretch out for however long the military intelligence complex wants to go with this. And the way I simplify it, just to make it as simple as possible, and the reason why this is so important, the key reasons, is that I concluded long ago that without disclosure, nuclear war is inevitable, simply inevitable. It's going to happen. But with disclosure, that significantly improves the prospects that we can get past it and not have it happen. It comes down to that, right? It's very simple for me. People, why do you want disclosure? What do you care? I don't want nuclear war. We've been heading that way. So disclosure is I think the door that gets us through, and that makes it a pretty big deal just on a terrestrial basis. It's as simple as that. So yeah, Danny and I, I mean, he treats me as like a colleague, God bless him, and I will help him in any way. And don't be surprised. I hope to be able to maybe attend some of those meetings. Screenings. We'll see. I'm always trying to get in. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But anyway, Danny's a legend and still going strong. We're virtually the same age.
Yeah,
I think one of the reasons we are is because we have a very incredible purpose in our life.
how old are you, Steve?
I'm about to turn 80.
Wow. God bless you. God bless you. Wow.